Lucky Lefty Podcast, Honora Boys. We are in the building. We are brought to you by Honora Whiskey. It is HonoraWhiskey.com. It is that premium American whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, by all means, make sure you celebrate a Notre Dame victory
responsibly.
Let's get it left. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. It helps with the views. TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram at Lucky Lefty Pod. Audio edibles each and every day over at Bleav Network. Tap in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Presented by FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Download the FanDuel app. Right now, Notre Dame sits as a 24.5-point favorite. Purdue Boilermakers, 3:30 p.m. Notre Dame Stadium on Saturday with an over-under total of 54.5. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, there's some pretty good prop bets over there concerning the Fighting Irish with MALIK Fields, Jaden Greathouse, and CJ Carr. So you can check all of that out over at FanDuel, FanDuel.com, or you can download the FanDuel app. And don't forget, Players Only podcast. This week, MALIK ZAIRE, Matthias Farley. Great podcast. You can go download that and listen to it exclusively at patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network.
It was great. It was great conversation with Matthias yesterday, on and off the stream, just catching up. And I think everybody gets the same sentiment that used to play for Notre Dame, kind of the same feel. But it's so crazy how much the Notre Dame's ecosphere has been fired up over the first two games of the season. I mean, we have dissected it to a T, to as many molecules of how frustrated and all these changes and all these opinions over two games. That's how big the stakes are at Notre Dame. Because at the end of the day, everybody has the same thing we can agree on. We all believe we should have won. So I think that's the frustrating part, is that everybody thinks we should have won. So that arrogance of winning has just been, I think it's just a poignant thing at Notre Dame.
If I ask this question, Lef, I'll be interested in hearing your answer. No one is happy within the Notre Dame program right now being 0-2. But I ask, who's feeling better than most within that Notre Dame program from a coaching standpoint?
Gino Guidugli.
You can stop right there. You can stop right there.
He's earned his money so far. Yeah, he's earned his money.
That's exactly who we're going to hear from tonight. We're going to hear from Gino Guidugli talking about CJ Carr and talking about what they need to clean up offensively. Gino is definitely like, hey, man, I know everybody's upset, but I'm doing my job.
Yeah. He said, look, if y'all need some extra advice, I got you. But he was on the shelf for 2 years.
So He was.
Product that we believe you now. You was working on something. You got
to He was working while he was on the shelf, though.
He was working on the shelf. See, we was
putting in that work. He was putting in that work.
That's the thing. But I think, I do have to call out though that a lot of the things that we're saying in the media and the struggles that I believe we're having on the field are directly tied to how we handled the quarterback situation, from just how we spoke about it, right? We never really had urgency about it. We were very vague. We were using a lot of coach speak. We were saying how even things were and everything's hunky-dory. But I think it just goes to the problems that we have on the team now. Like, what's the true identity? What are we really trying to do? What does it look like? How do we get there? And I think those situations can trickle into the season. Losing exposes a lot. So I think that we're not overselling the conversations we're having about it, because it is something to note. Because I do think once we go through the rest of these games, we're going to clean the house. And I would hope we would address those issues now, because we're going to have rose-colored glasses over the next few games.
So Notre Dame didn't expect to be 0-2. Clemson didn't expect to be 1-2. You're talking about two top 10 teams coming into the season. Who has the better chance of making the college football playoff?
You said, what are the chances?
Who has the better chance to make the college football playoff? Clemson or Notre Dame? They both sit with 2 losses.
Notre Dame all the way, because Cade Klubnik, I just don't think he's has enough. The Clemson team is built to win, but I don't think Cade, especially watching how he performed in high-stakes moment, can pull it off for a team that relies on him. CJ, we're not necessarily relying on him to win, but CJ plays his role in the offense.
Well, for me, you know what? I can go back and forth. Miami and Florida State right now. Miami, Florida State, and Georgia Tech are better teams. Clemson has 3 teams in front of them that I feel like are better. And they have probably 1 to 2 other teams that could possibly beat them on their schedule outside of those teams. They have the conference affiliation, but Notre Dame's schedule. If Notre Dame gets through Arkansas and USC, and that's an if, and right now that's a really humongous if. Let's keep it a buck. That's a humongous if. But if they could get through USC and Arkansas on the road, it would be catastrophic if Notre Dame lost. That's why, I'm
You
trying
said
to
catastrophic though?
If Notre Dame were to beat Arkansas and USC, which are, in my opinion, the 2 biggest road bumps to them running the table, if they lost to a lesser team after that, saying if they beat Arkansas and USC and lose to Syracuse, yes, that's catastrophic. Yes. Because right now, you would have lost to 2 really good teams by a total of 4 points. Notre Dame fans might feel like Notre Dame fans might feel like the world is about to end. But obviously, they're still ranked 24th in the nation at 0-2. So the rest of the world views them a certain way. Joe Klatt is still saying they're a dangerous team. They're getting more national respect with 2 losses than they had before the season started.
Yeah, no. We're getting a lot of respect.
Which is crazy. We're getting respect losing, and we can never get respect from the national media.
Yeah, we definitely can't get none going 14-2, but we can get some 0-2, which is crazy. At least they're not treating it like NIU and suggesting we just bottomed out. But I still believe that if he says we're dangerous, but who are we dangerous to? Clearly, we're better than the rest of the teams on schedule.
To themselves. They're dangerous to themselves.
Yeah, to themselves. Yeah, that's it. Essentially, like I was thinking, the 2 teams we lost to about the only dangers to us. But other than that, we're dangerous to everybody else except ourselves, especially ourselves. So, it's going to be hard to have a lot of criticisms after, this week moving forward. I just think we're better than the teams we're going to play. I thought we were better than the teams we lost to. So I really think we're better than the teams we're about to play. So I think it's going to be interesting to see our response, right? We talked to Matthias yesterday, and he talked about some of the things we need to get back to and some of the challenges that are presented to us within, the changes that are happening defensively and the growth that we're trying to and leap that we're trying to make offensively. It's just I find it hard for us not to make the playoffs. It just depends on how much do they weigh a 4-point loss to two teams that I still don't believe Miami is going to make the playoffs by the end of the season. And I think Texas A&M will get in but be a high seed and maybe a potential rematch.
I'm going to be honest, Lev. If they win out, they'll be the hottest team in the country, more than likely.
Who, us?
Yeah. If they win 10 in a row, they'll be the hottest team in the country. So,
would they give us a schedule?
I mean, you didn't beat. I mean, maybe USC gets to the Big Ten championship game. I mean, do you want to depend on them?
Illinois gonna get there.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? My boys we're gonna try to take care of Indiana and Signetti. You know what I mean? We'll try. But I don't know, Left. Chances are slim, but I believe that if Notre Dame is the hottest team in the nation, and 2 of their losses came against 2 really good teams by a total of 4 points, it's going to be hard to keep them out. It's going to be hard. Of course, it's all about how things play out with everybody else, right? So, but they have to do it. We can sit and talk about it, but they have to do it. Which is why I said if they get through USC and Arkansas. Those are the 2 best teams remaining.
Yeah.
So if they get to that point, they will have won 4 in a row. Now they're 4-2 with the rest of the schedule in front of them. At that point, you watch everybody that's talking about, oh, no, I don't see it. Watch. If they get to that point, watch everybody start saying, man, they might have a shot. Yeah. That's how it works. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Check Dabo out, Left, just so you can see. This is
so
Dabo.
Bad about our program? What's so bad about it? Like, what's so bad about the worst season that we've had 14 years? How many programs in college football would sign up for one, and only once, 14 years of 9 wins? How many programs would sign up for that? And the playoffs, so we all talk about, we've been 7 times in 10 years. Who can say that? If we stink because we haven't played for the national championship since January of 20, well, I guess we stink. Or we haven't won it since January of 19. We haven't won the national championship. Well, then I guess we stink. But why are we held to a different standard from all these other teams out there who ain't ever won nothing? We're not perfect, and we may suck this year. We may lay a freaking egg and go 6-6, but I don't think so. And I know that's going to disappoint a lot of people, but I don't think so. I know it's bad because I get in all the text messages, I'm praying for you, everybody's sending me devotions, and you're going to get through this. And, that's when I know it's bad. That's how I feel it because I don't read it. I don't. I know people say that. I promise you I don't. When it's bad, I don't read nothing. This ain't the worst thing that's happened to me in my life, and it won't be. And it won't be for these players. It's a bad moment, because we take pride in what we do and we're competitive. But this ain't the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Is criticism and all that. And listen, I I get it, and it's warranted because people care, and I love being at a program that people care and it matters. That doesn't bother me. I get all that. I spent 13 years at Alabama, so I had thick skin when I showed up here at Clemson. If they want me gone, if they tired of winning, they can send me on their way because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking. Is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we're a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory, in case y'all don't know. We'll be all right. We'll bounce back. And, hey, listen, I mean, if Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way, but I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I got a long way to go. Y'all going to have to deal with me for a while. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting going. I'm just now good enough to be a head coach. I'm just now figuring it out. So we'll be around a while. Let's hang in there.
Dabo, you said all that, and them quarterbacks you had ain't walking through that door.
Nope.
You can talk all that talk.
Yeah, he can't.
Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, they're not walking through that door. You're not. And your quarterback recruiting, the last 2 classes hasn't been good. See, this is the distraction.
Distraction.
You hear me? We could stink and go 6-6, but I don't think so.
Because guess who was there for most of the 8 of the 10 championships? 2 guys.
2 guys.
2 guys were most of 8 of the 10. They were probably what, 6 of the 8? Maybe 7.
There were 5 of them.
Oh yeah. They were 8.
5 of them, and then he got one with your boy. What's his name? The predecessor to those 2.
Oh, Kelly Bryant. Yeah, he got 5.
No.
Yeah,
First of all, it wasn't Kelly Bryant. Stop. You know who I'm talking about. Stop. Stop. I'm trying to throw your boy in there and include him. That's Todd Boyd. Yes.
So you got 1 with him, 3 with Deshaun. No, 4 with Deshaun. That's 5 right there. And then he got 3 more with Trevor. So, yeah, people not going to let you slide by saying your history. But your history is tied to 3 guys that I don't know if you're going to get consecutively at this school, not for a little bit. Because of the way you recruit and how things change, I don't think you're going to attract that top guy.
He's trying to do the same things, love. He didn't recruit the running backs after he loses Maffa and Shipley. And he tries to do what he did with ATN, moving from a different position to running back with Randall.
Yep.
It's not enough.
Not enough, man.
Not enough. Yeah, you can go out and get the best defensive lineman because you put big-time defensive linemen into the NFL, but it's not enough.
Not enough.
Your cornerbacks aren't the same.
Oh.
You had cornerbacks transfer. It's not enough. You can't run the ball. Your offensive line coach is suspect, but as a Notre Dame fan, I feel like I'm out of order to mention somebody else's offensive line coach when we're dealing with the same issues over here.
Over here, yeah.
I mean, and then in the last recruiting class, your quarterback decommitted and committed to Notre Dame. We lost Deuce Knight, and then came and snatched your quarterback commit.
Yeah, came and got your guy.
Yo, Dabo, you should toot your own horn, bro. No problem with that. Talk your talk. But when you get through talking your talk, understand the current state of your program.
He sound like Dame Dash.
Ooh,
that's what that sound like.
Ooh, you talking about?
I was at Rockaware. Y'all tired of winning? I built $100 million company right there. Just do it again. Okay, we know your history, Dane. Dabo,
Right.
Dane Dash.
Dabo, Dane Dash. Dabo, Dane Swinney. That
Dabo,
cat,
Dane
Dabo,
Dash.
Dane Swinney.
That's who he is. Dabo, Dane Swinney. But that's the thing. That's the great part about sports, the same as entertainment. Is what have you done for me lately? And lately, we can't eat on that resume. Your recruiting teams can't eat on that. Cade Klubnik can't eat on the 8 out of 10 ACC champion. How many does Cade Klubnik have? That's the question. Because the plaques are hung up already, Dabo. You got the slide put in your players' facility. You got all the amenities and the rings. And you saying you just now became a head coach? Yeah, because you're not getting the ride. You're not getting the magic carpet ride right now. Many coaches aren't blessed in their careers to have a Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, and Tyler Boyd or Boyd in consecutive order like that. And then you mix in a DeAndre Hopkins, a T. Higgins.
You know what, though? I give him credit because he didn't waste it.
He didn't waste it.
When he got it, he didn't waste them.
Cashed in, but man, you getting generational for college football at that time. That's something special.
Hey, he made the most of his opportunities.
And
when he had the dudes, he won championships.
And you got the money from all the things that you accomplished. You have been decorated. You have been celebrated. We haven't forgotten. That's probably why they so on you now. Because they're looking around and saying, what happened? And then they start looking at the things you're doing. When NIL first came out, when the transfer portal just happened, you were just so against all the new things. He was saying real questionable things during that time. You almost was trying to swim opposite stream. You was swimming upstream. Everybody's interested in the transfer portal. You get nobody. And then eventually you start warming up. Then you got a problem with NIL. Then you got a problem with it's okay. Nick Saban, instead of fighting it that much, what Nick Saban do?
Bounce.
Went to TV. He said, he saw the road that Dabo was about to go down and was like, no, thank you.
Same good money, less work.
Less work. He said, oh, y'all finna have NIL and I gotta pay recruits and I'm out. Dabo should have went with Saban. I'm out.
You know what Dabo is doing, right? Could I tell you what Dabo is doing? I peep you, Dabo.
He's copping the plea.
No, he's not copping the plea. You got to really listen to him. Because in the middle of that, and he reiterates it twice. Like, that was the edited version. That was like a 15-minute rant, bro. He went on for like 15 minutes.
15 minutes?
15 minutes. That was like a 2-minute cut-up of a 15-minute rant. He said twice, you don't want me here? You don't want me to coach? I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I said, I got you. You're letting Bama know I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
That's Dabo right there. He was letting Alabama know publicly. I wasn't ready.
I spent 13 years.
Yeah, I spent 13 years.
I'm a head coach now.
Yeah, I'm going to go somewhere else and coach.
Yeah, if you don't want me, you tired of winning, because we're going to win wherever I go.
We're going to win. Yeah, I'm telling you. He's letting Alabama know. He's letting the people of Alabama know. I wasn't ready.
I'm ready.
The last time, but I'm ready now. I see what's going on.
I'm 55.
Oh,
I just started. Mm-hmm. He basically telling Bama, I'm a fresh dude with a resume that can win and is available if these dudes playing around.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he said, play with me. Don't want me here. Y'all must be tired of winning. Because when I leave, I'm going to be coaching again. I'm going to be around. Y'all, he said, what he say? This ain't the last time you're going to see me if I'm not here. So he already know. That's his agent telling him some feelers are out there for you, Dabo.
And then remember he said this. I had thick skin when I came here. I coached 13 years at Alabama. Oh,
yep. He said, I coached 13 years while I
He's letting
developed
you know,
mental.
I know how to handle Bama. I know how to handle scrutiny. He's letting every. Yes.
He ain't
Yes.
sweat. That's why he wasn't sweating it. He said, I ain't sweating if I gotta leave here. I will go and win somewhere else. I'm not tripping.
You better believe
it's y'all loss. If y'all feeling froggy and jump, it's y'all loss. I'm gonna fall forward back at home in Bama, and I hope y'all not on the schedule. That's what he really saying.
And then let's be honest, Dabo, where else you going? Where
else you gonna go?
Where else you going? You're not going to Georgia because Kirby's not going anywhere. Where else you going? You're not going to Vanderbilt. You're not going to Virginia Tech. Where are you going? You gonna go to UCLA? Dabo.
I believe he stayed because of Cade Klubnik. He thought Cade was gonna activate one of them years. They probably had a conversation. I mean, how many times Cade done came back? Dabo said, I'm not leaving till you blow up. That's the kind of good Christian faith that I got.
Is that what he said?
Is that what he thought? Dabo should have left before Kalen DeBoer got there, but he said, no, Cade Klubnik gonna get me one. He gonna make me a Jordan. He gonna give me a 3-peat. He gonna give me a 3-piece and a chicken wing out of here. He probably planned that DeBoer wasn't gonna last long because like he said, I had 13 years at Bama. He said, anybody know? I know. And after that season went with that 7-5, I put my money on it. He probably has people call over there, check in. Hey, what's going on over there, big head? How I saw it ain't going as too hot. Yeah, we're gonna give him another year, Hey, we struggling over here too, man. But I sure would like to be home. Look at one of them. Sure would. Okay, we'll keep you in mind, Mr. Dabo's agent. We'll keep you in mind. That's how I go. Because Dabo gave him, why else would he give him his whole resume in a press conference in week 3?
Man.
He done gave you the whole resume. We 8 out of 10. We 13 years. I built for this. Y'all tired of winning. He must have been looking at that Drake subliminal rollout. Just trying to plant seeds in the minds. What he say? He said, I know what Clemson trying to do. I know what they want to do. Big Daddy Kane in here. Yeah, you're right. Kirby ain't going nowhere. Dabo ain't made for the West Coast.
No.
I can't believe they did that brother Foster like that.
He doesn't have any
within 15 games.
What are the options?
15 games. How you get fired in 15 games? That's how much they think of you? I don't know, SD. 15.
So, yeah, I would stick with Notre Dame. I think Marcus Freeman, despite this, I think he just has.
But at least Dabo rant. Marcus Freeman will tell you effort and attitude we need. Effort and attitude. Dabo said, I'm done with the PC.
No, see, Dabo
drop the mic one time. Marcus Freeman, quit trying to be so soft in the media. Oh, our guys, we're just gonna, keep trudging along. Come on, Marcus Freeman, talk about how you went to the national championship. Say that ain't, I would like to see that.
Oh, man. All right, Left. What else you want to talk about? Let's get to how do you think Notre Dame recovers? What can they do?
Right now, what can we do to recover? Well, we got to win big. I think that's the only way. Winning in the rest, just like we did last year. We beat the teams we're supposed to beat, but put it on them. Winning in a certain fashion. I think that's the position that we've been in last year, but this year is just a little rougher of a takeoff. But we have the ability to take off on the rest of the schedule. It should be a 21-plus victory in the rest of these games if we're serious about going back to the championship and competing at a high level, because we lost early enough in the season for people to forget by the end, right? We have enough games to catch hot streaks with and get better as the season goes on, get healthier in spots, younger guys getting better, us figuring out what we're trying to do. So this is cool if you can jump on it now. It's better this than losing 2 big games back to back, heading into a potential playoff matchup. So,
Got a GTB question, Eric Spadell. Do you guys think Christian Gray should move to safety?
no, I think he should get healthy. I like Tay Johnson though. Tay will be fine, and then the Don is a Don, man. I think we shouldn't do too much shifting. And once again, I don't think the challenges are going to be presented to us in a way where we got to move Christian to safety. So, in my opinion, shoot, if we're not beating teams at a certain level, then that's when we should be thinking, how do we get better for the playoff?
Yeah. I said this earlier, Left, and I'm just going to focus on the defense. And if you want to tap in with the offense, feel free. I just really believe that this staff, you're a quarterback, Left, right? And you've been playing for a long time, or you played for a long time. You felt great about certain game plans than you did others, I would assume.
Right.
You saw certain game plans going into a game and you were like, oh yeah. Whew. This is the first 20 plays, you know? And I don't think the Notre Dame defense has been given a game plan that they can get excited about.
Yeah.
I think the challenge is going to be for this coaching staff to give these young men something that they can get excited about, saying, now we can go, we can go do damage with this. That's the task. I mean, that's just you're not always going to like what is given to you. And I'll keep it a buck. I don't think these players like what they're being given right now. They'll go out there and play and give effort, which they've done. I don't particularly think they care.
They don't care for the game plan. They don't play like it.
No, they don't.
They don't react to mistakes like they care. It's just like, nah. At least the team that kind of care be, mad at each other. We don't even get mad at each other. It's just like, all right, man, huddle up.
Yeah. So
that goes back to leadership. And where's the leadership on the defense to be like, hey, this ain't mixing with us. How do we disseminate information better? How do we get on the same accord? Mm-hmm. Where's the relationship like? Xavier Watts wouldn't let this happen.
Yeah.
You think Xavier Watts will be sitting in this defense letting these, just blatant mistakes. So somebody better say something or you just going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Well, Adon is out for the first half in this game because of he's suspended for the first half because of the targeting. So
it's Purdue. Make sure he gets healthy.
Am I good? I don't understand the question. Am I good? I don't know. I need clarity. I need clarity on that.
I want to hear what Gino got to say.
I was talking about somebody in the chat asked, was I good? I don't know if they were referring to something they just saw or. Super chat from my boy Eric Spadell. We appreciate you, brother. I love how y'all brothers keep it a buck, real talk. Somebody accused us of speaking patois the other day in the comments. I was dying laughing. Like, patois? Really? Okay. But no. Look, Left, you were prophetic, and you said during the spring and summer that with things that they were losing in leadership defensively, the offense was going to have to step forward early in this season. You said that. I said, I don't see where the pass rush is coming from. I just don't see it.
Hell, if we don't get no pass rush, Purdue can do the same thing. Any quarterback in college football got back there.
Mm-hmm.
It has no pressure.
Can I give you a stat? This game is going to be, if you can't do it in this game, it can't be done. Purdue played USC last week, Left. I'm going to let you guess how many pressures the Purdue offensive line gave up last week in that game. How many pressures do you think?
15.
15?
Yep.
I'll give you another guess. 15? You want to stay with that? 15?
How many pressures did they give up?
How many pressures did they give up against USC?
25.
They gave up 31 pressures in that game, bro.
Oh my God.
31.
That's
this offensive
half the plays.
This offensive line is bad. And if Notre Dame cannot produce pressure against this offensive line, yo, you need to start ringing the alarm. It's a problem.
Having one TFL in the game is atrocious.
Man.
That's ringing the alarm because that's even on a regular game, that's not an average stat. That's a below average stat in all metrics. How do you have one all game and you're not playing the Baltimore Ravens? That's blitzes included.
Yeah. They do have a really good quarterback, Ryan Brown, on the season, 56 of 88, 63%, 786 yards, 3 turnovers. He had an interception, pick 6, and also 2 fumbles last week. And then Amar Branch, Michael Jackson III, E.J. Horton, and Nitro Tuggle make up, man, a really nice wide receiving core. I think they're the 3rd best wide receiver core they're going to face this year. I will put USC first, Texas A&M second.
Miami.
And North Carolina State would probably be 3rd, and I would put Purdue 4th.
Where's Miami?
Yeah, I guess Miami could be. No, I would put Miami's 3rd. Notre Dame, see, this is another thing. Notre Dame, at its worst, played against probably 2 of the best 3 wide receiver cores they're going to see all year. It's just bad luck. Like when their secondary is playing at its worst, they just happen to face 3 of the best wide receiver cores they're going to see all year in their first 3 games. Just the way the schedule dropped. Now, they're really good on 3rd downs. Both sides of the ball. Their defense is like they're giving up 30% on 3rd down. USC never got the 3rd down, so they were just getting chunk plays all over the place. They ran for 175, threw for 300. And then offensively, they convert 44% of the time on 3rd down, which isn't great. It's 41st in the nation. But, you can't be mad at that. They have yet, dude. You want to talk about a team through 3 games? They don't turn you over, and they don't turn the ball over. Or they didn't up to last week when they had 3 turnovers against USC. They're one of the worst teams in turnover margin because they don't create turnovers defensively. Barry Odom, 2-1, comes over from UNLV, replaces Ryan Walters. Now they are 17th in the nation with a 10.2% sack percentage rate. 9 sacks on the season, but only 2.5 of those sacks are from defensive linemen. They have 6.5 sacks from their linebackers. One of the key guys to watch, transfer safety, pretty much star guy, Miles Flusher, transfers in from Colorado. And then Barry Odom brings both of his inside linebackers with him from UNLV, Charles Correa and Monty Powell. And the defense is really built around the 2 linebackers because they make plays all over the field. Correa was just a ball hawk against USC. With all of that being said, there's no excuse for why Notre Dame shouldn't easily put up 40 points at home against Purdue. The bigger question is, how does this defense look?
Yeah.
If they indeed improve, what does that improvement look like? Especially when it comes to the pass. When it comes to pass defense, everything has to be connected from the pass rush to the underneath coverage from the linebackers and then to the back end being sticky and doing exactly what they're supposed to do. It's as simple as that. So, offensively, there is no excuse not to put up points against their secondary. This might be the first game CJ Carr goes over 300.
Over 300?
I promise you, their secondary is that bad.
We haven't even seen our receivers yet this year.
We've seen Malachi Fields.
That's 1 out of 8 guys.
Well, dude, you know what I've come to realize? In the passing game, it seems like they have favorites. Because they come out early and try to get the ball to Jordan Faison every game.
Every game.
Every game. They try to get the ball to him early. Every game. And Jaden Greathouse is like an afterthought.
I mean, he doesn't even look like he has routes called for him at all. Like, I didn't even see Micah Gilbert play in the Texas A&M game. He scored a touchdown in the first one. So are our receivers used as like, I don't even know.
And to top it off, their offensive line is bad. Their defensive line doesn't get pressure unless they include the linebacker, speaking of Purdue. And their running backs are really bad picking up blitzes. It's left. They are tailor-made for everything Notre Dame can't do.
Yeah.
If there's one team Notre Dame wants to play to establish the run, to be physical in the trenches, to put pressure on the quarterback, and to help the secondary play better, it's Purdue. It's Purdue. And this Purdue team, is much better than last year's version when they got scraped 66-7. Much better.
But how we call offense is just so abstract. it's so not what you think it could be or what it is, right? Like Marcel Reed could throw for 5 million yards and CJ get 223 on a couple good throws. Where is the trigger for us to be like, maybe we can do a little bit more? I mean, we act like we don't have anybody but one guy at receiver, and we're only using that guy at receiver as like a safety outlet. Seriously, we're not throwing to Malachi Fields because it's like a one-on-one matchup problem. It's like, okay, they've sacked the run ridiculously. Where's our boundary go route? Where's our whole shot backside? It's just kind of like, I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. I haven't seen Notre Dame throw the ball around the yard since I don't even know when. Maybe Oklahoma State game where Jack Cohn had 500 yards passing. That was 8 years ago. 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
So to have a guy throw over 300 yards 8 years later is a accomplishment.
Hey, like I said, Purdue has a quarterback that threw for 300 the first 2 weeks.
What?
Yeah, he threw for 300 against USC.
Oh my God.
He threw for 300 against my Illinois last year.
And we can't even rattle off a 300. We can't even rattle off a 300-yard game, score 40 points in a game. That has to be some kind of like isolated only at Notre Dame stat. We went to the national championship without throwing for over 300 yards. And we're not even a running team. So what do you call that? Just ineffective for passing? Like, I mean, even teams that aren't even as good as us can roll out and have 300 yards in football. I mean, to receivers that wouldn't be recruited by Notre Dame. I just don't understand how it looks so hard for us. I mean, Denbrock came from a school where he had 4,500 yards passing. How you go from 4,500 yards, a Heisman, you go to a new school the next year and get 20, 28, 2,900 yards, like, but get further? Like, that's like a mind warp or something. I don't know. So CJ navigating the passing offense when we haven't really seen one in a long time is just I don't know how to explain that, man. It's the weirdest thing in the world. And it's not even so much of him throwing for 300. It's just that throwing for 300 means that other guys are involved. We see one guy involved a game. Like we're saving our receivers to use one at a time. How does Micah Gilbert score in the first game and don't even get a target in the second? Did he get a target?
I don't.
Was he even on the field?
Yeah, he was on the field. He definitely played.
Did he get a target?
No.
How did anybody find that weird in the chat? I mean, for us not to see Jaden Greathouse, we thought he was going to break out for 1,000 yards this year.
Bro, if CJ Carr does what he has done the first 2 weeks, for the rest of the year, he will put up 3,000 yards passing, bro.
Yeah, doing the bare minimum. Just, I mean, this is the bottom of the bottom of the bottom way. I mean, you look at all over the country, I'm seeing just basic plays and guys just running forever on the outside. Like, do we make it to I mean, I don't know. Our identity is running the football. I get that. But we scored 40 points and didn't get close to 300 yards passing. That's just wild.
Yeah.
Explain
it. I just think it's interesting. You know what? Let's let Gino talk about that. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Bleav Network, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Presented by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app. Go to FanDuel.com. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. We appreciate it. TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram at Lucky Lefty Pod. Go to Patreon.com right now. The episode of 4 for 40 with Reggie Brooks will drop immediately after we're done over at Patreon. And don't forget, MALIK ZAIRE, along with former Notre Dame safety Matthias Farley, Players Only, is live right now at Patreon.com. You're getting 5 incredible weekly shows, including Prep Star Recruiting, that drops tomorrow as well. 5 incredible shows for $5.99 a month. Go tap in with us. It's a great deal. Absolutely amazing, great deal, great content. Patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. No, Riley Leonard did not throw for 3,000 yards in 12 games, let alone 16 games.
Let alone 16.
It wasn't even close.
And 16 wasn't even close to 3,000 yards.
And that's including his playoff performances.
And he played every game.
So no.
But that's crazy. SD. At least CJ's playing better than Arch Manning.
Is he? You think he is?
Arch looks terrible.
Terrible? You don't think you're being a little harsh? No, Riley threw for what, 28, 61 in 16 games. That's
embarrassing.
That's
embarrassing. For reference, Steve Angeli has 1,003.
That's. All right, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Let's hear from Gino Guidugli left. And you've been talking about this offense and talking about the purpose of the offense and what are we doing and how are we setting this offense up. So Gino met with the media. And Gino, in my opinion, left. Make sure I say this as best as I can. I'm interested in what Gino's input into the passing game is as the quarterback coach. Because he's worked with CJ, he would know his strengths. He would know what he can do best. And I wonder whether or not he has any input into the structure of the passing game. I just wonder about that.
I doubt
You doubt it? Okay. Well, here's Gino talking about CJ Carr, what he's seen in the first 2 games, and a little bit more.
He's done a great job for us. And, going into spring, he and I talked about just keeping his emotions under control. Like it's fine to play with emotion, but don't be emotional. And I think outside the little snafu there before half, he's been pretty good.
And then what's kind of the balance of giving him more and more, but also not turning into a trial and error thing, just because obviously the team can't have
Sure.
players.
I mean, we try to keep it as simple as we can on the quarterback. You want that guy to be able to go out there and to play fast and be decisive. But also inside of our offense, we demand a lot of the quarterback. There's a lot asked to that guy already. So I think there's a fine balance there of operating the offense at full capacity and keeping it simple for him. But he can handle it. Like, he's a kid that's sharp. He's going to put in the prep work. He can handle everything that we do. It's just allowing him to play fast, be decisive, and be confident.
There were some reports that he was kind of taking plays maybe a little bit with his feet. How have you guys kind of...
It's been addressed, and we're good.
Does what's been his biggest growth from maybe what you expected him to be to what he is actually now at this point?
The sky's the limit for the kid. And, to start your career in those two atmospheres and those two type of games versus those two type of components and go out and compete the way that he did, you're going to see nothing but growth out of that kid as the season continues to unfold, and we're going to be better for it as an offense.
I didn't like it all. I didn't like it one bit. First of all, did Geno take that shirt from a student?
He still has the old logo. Geno's not moving on to the new logo.
It looks like he's not moving on. It just seems like he's more of like the quarterback friend on his shoulder. I don't know how much of a impactful game plan details. I think he plays more of the middleman between Denbrock and the quarterbacks when it comes to what we're trying to do from a game plan week to week. I don't think it's a relay of here's what I think plays CJ can be successful with, da-da-da-da. Let's throw those into the game plan. I think it's more of the other way where it's like, this is what I want to call, this is what we're going to do, get CJ ready for it, so to speak. Not saying it's exactly like that, but I don't see where CJ's strengths were actualized in the first game, for instance. I'm sure Geno probably had a problem with CJ running 11 times in the first game. I'm like, he probably wasn't expecting it. I think he probably was upset about it, honestly. They talked about it, and then the next thing they do to fix it is, like he said, they addressed it, but you address it by splitting him out to the receiver? Direct step. Was that Denbrock responding to Geno saying, don't run my quarterback like this? This is not his game. It's weird. It's weird because you would expect the talents that everybody thinks and believes CJ has that's way different than Riley, right? Oh, we're going to light it up. Well, the first two games, somebody lied, right? I mean, did we lie about us changing the offense into something new? And then he spoke about the contradiction of, we want to keep it simple, but in this offense, we want it to be wide open and do everything. Well, it looked like it in the first game. You telling me that play we broke down from the RPO standpoint in Miami was simple? Do you think that allowed a young first-time quarterback in a situation like that to make an easy read? No, he had three options on the play, and the option he happened to choose out of the three ended up in a turnover. That's a lot to think about. So which one is it? Are you making it? I think it's unfair to say he's super smart, he can handle everything, but we want to make it super simple. But we want to run everything in the offense. But he can handle it because he's super smart. But he's young, so he's going to make mistakes, and we got to live. It's like y'all don't know what to think about this thing. That's what it comes down to. They don't have any idea what they're doing, it seems like. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't answer the question of anything. What's the offense? What's the full offense then if it's simple? What is the full offense if you're trying to make it simple? There is no balance to that. There's no balance to that. You telling me simple, we're that simple that we're just going to direct snap it to the running back? That's how simple we got? We that simple that we just going to call empty it out and run a quarterback draw? We that simple? I want to see the full offense then. Then give me the other stuff. Is the full offense the 3-part series read on an RPO? Is that the full? I mean, I watched the Texas A&M offense do everything and some. They ran it in power. They spread it out. They ran some quick game. They threw it deep on some double moves. They threw some over routes. They were doing their thing. Y'all telling me, is that too simple or is it too much? Or is it wide open? Or is it he can handle it all? Like, what is it? I've never met such a smart kid play so simple. Y'all tell me he's so smart he can handle it. We'll give us something. Because if you're saying he's smart because he's throwing a bunch of go balls to the weak side of the field to a very tall receiver, that's smart in his efforts, but that ain't smart from a passing offense. It just shocks me. I'm sure the receivers are shocked. I don't think they want Jaden Grayhouse to go to the mic. He might say something crazy. Will Pollard might go to the podium and say, "This is what being a captain is. I got to take one for the team. I'm blocking all day." And you're right. I don't understand the love of Faison to where he's getting the ball over Jeremiah Love in the beginning. I mean, they like, if we can't do it with Faison, we can't do it. And I think he's got good qualities and all that, but man, like, that's what is so frustrating about watching us is that we have so many options, yet they're telling us that he's ready, but we want to be simple, yet we want to give him everything. Gino, I think he's in a tough position. I honestly don't think he is in the game plan seriously with the thought of addressing what his quarterback is doing good. Because like you said, he was on the shelf. He was watching. I'm sure he knows what CJ's favorite plays are. But that game plan from the first 2 weeks doesn't look like we're addressing the strengths of this quarterback competition. Because in my mind now, what's the difference between him and Kenny if y'all not running anything regarding to the strength of the winner, right? Like, we believe Kenny can run a little bit better. CJ could be a little more consistent throwing the football. Okay, we go with CJ. What do? Run the ball a lot. Well, wouldn't Kenny just be naturally better? Not because – I don't know. I just don't know how it goes. So, if we're struggling, but we're putting up 40 – it's like – what a weird thing. What a weird thing. Steve Angeli leaves, and we dog Steve for not being able to – he's skipping the ball, this, that, and the third. And he's leading the nation in passing yards? I mean, somebody got to answer that. That doesn't make sense. Steve Angeli left because we said he wasn't good enough, only for him to go to a different school and be the leader of passing yards. The thing that we wanted to do at Notre Dame, we didn't think Steve could do. We didn't think Steve could throw for a lick. Yet he goes to another school and is the leader. I don't know.
I just want to point out that slot receivers have gone for 292 yards against the Notre Dame defense. I just want to say look out for that against Purdue. Both slot receivers for Miami and Texas A&M have feasted against Notre Dame.
Chunk plays down the seam and over and out of the slot. Chunk plays. chunk plays, big plays, long plays, tall plays. Carson
All
Hobbs
types of plays.
chasing. Strowman ain't making no plays on the ball. It's really just teams that figured it out. We are going to go at 21, 25, 7, and
All right, CJ talked about not CJ, Gino talked about what CJ needs to clean up.
There was a couple times on Saturday where we had MALIK one-on-one, and we got to give him a chance at the ball. He's a big body. When he gets in one-on-one coverage, we just got to put the ball in his vicinity. Something good's going to happen. And so other than that, I thought CJ played pretty well. I thought we did a good job up front protecting him. I thought he did a good job handling the slide in terms of getting the protection going the right direction. And we're giving our guys a chance down the field to go make plays.
When you say CJ's doing well, what stands out specifically to you when he's handling the offense?
Just his command, his prep, the way he sees it. You come off the field and he gets on the headset, and it's just like he's looking at the iPad, I'm looking at the iPad, and he's telling you exactly what he saw as kind of as the play unfolds. He knows when he did something that he wasn't supposed to do. He knows when it was a bad decision. And just being able to take the information that we talk about in between series and then applying it the next series and throughout the game. He's done a great job with that. Last week they gave us a bunch of looks that we necessarily didn't prepare for going into the game. And just being able, as an offense, to adjust to those looks, go out and execute, I thought it was a step in the right direction for us. Absolutely. You can coach CJ hard because CJ's going to be hard on himself. He wants to be the best. He's the ultimate competitor. So there's no biting your tongue. It's tell CJ exactly what CJ needs to do so CJ can get better. And that's the type of coaching that he wants. I just thought
don't be telling people you ain't prepared for look.
Yeah, that last little they gave us some like we weren't prepared for. Yeah,
didn't like that. Like that. The coach can't be saying that, But then it goes to the next question: how were you not prepared for it? Y'all watching film all day. Y'all sitting there game planning together. How y'all not prepared coming after a bye week? Hell, y'all had 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and you telling me y'all ain't prepared? Nah, that ain't good. But, we're not asking CJ to do a lot either. Let's be honest. When it comes to just legit passing game, that's why Gino mentioned literally one receiver. His critique was the only thing CJ really was asked to do is just throw it to MALIK Fields. How much more does he need to do? I would love to see him, obviously don't want to throw the pick to the running back, but I don't know, man. We're giving him a lot of credit for him doing what he's asked to do, but it's not like we're asking him to do too much. But I don't know. It's we're giving him we're saying he's too smart. He's really smart. You can handle it. You can coach him hard. You can yell at him. You can do everything that he's locked in. So let's just I don't know. Let's use it then. We have all capable receivers. We got transfers came in, guys that have been there deserving to play. I know they can play, but until they figure out what the identity and what they want to do with CJ, then I guess he's just in this pacifist thing. He's just going with the motion.
When we talked after the game, I said that you can't be in the red zone with that big of a receiver and throw the ball out of bounds.
Right.
You have to be able to put the ball on his body and just give him a chance to go up and make a play. You can't do that, right? I don't want to over-critique the young man, but it's you can't make that mistake. Not that.
They say don't ice the puck.
Yeah, and then MALIK Fields, when you get a slant route, you got to catch that ball, man.
I thought it was Will Pauling. That was MALIK.
No, that was MALIK. You don't let the DB come through your body like that.
But let's be serious. He's not no slant guy.
I don't care. The ball was in his hand. I don't care what we're talking about. The ball is in your hand on the goal line with a chance for a touchdown. Catch the ball. I don't care if you're a slant guy. I don't care what type of guy you are. When the ball hits your hand as a receiver, catch it.
I think that's where putting your players that can do that special team.
Come on, Left. Catching the ball.
That's a Jay and Greyhouse route. That's a MALIK, anybody. I wouldn't throw nothing else to MALIK Fields other than the go ball. Put your players in place. I'm not saying that he should drop it.
The route, yeah, I was about to say the route has nothing to do with catching the ball. I don't care anything about that, bro. You ran the route, even if it's not a route that you're proficient at. You got open, the ball hit your hand. Bring it in. That's it. If you're out there and you can only catch the ball when you run certain routes, then what are we doing? I can understand if you can't get open on certain routes, but you get the ball thrown to you, you can't catch it when it's right there. Nah, I can't excuse anybody. Not when it comes to catching the ball that's thrown to you. Now, Geno's like, yo, we've left a bunch of points on the field the first 2 weeks. I agree,
Still a
Coach.
lot to clean up. We may have scored that many points, but we probably left 21 more on the table. So there's no time to feel satisfied in anything that we did. At the end of the day, our job is to score one more point than the other team. And there's a lot of details, little details, fundamentally, technique-wise, schematically as coaches that we can get cleaned up to give us a chance to score even more points.
And then when you mentioned he needs to get the ball to MALIK, is that more of him just recognizing single coverage and then?
No, not necessarily get it to him more. Just when he is the primary read and we get one-on-one, where there was two opportunities, one down their sideline, going away from the student section, and then one that was a fourth down ball that he ends up tapping him out to run a fade, and we just put the ball out of bounds. So just in those two scenarios, just putting the ball in his vicinity so he can go make a play. I don't think he needs to target him anymore. It's just like when we do go his direction or any receiver's direction, give those guys an opportunity to make plays down on the field in one-on-one coverage. It doesn't got to be perfect.
I mean, we're critiquing two pass plays, man. Like, I'm sure they're critiquing.
Dude, who else did he target?
No, but that's the point. That's the point. I'm sure that Marcel's reads breakdown of the game with his coach, he's probably going through a gambit of different things. This press conference with Geno is literally talking about MALIK Fields and giving him a chance on 2 goal balls out of the whole day. He can't really say what else to work on because what else was he asked to do? Obviously, he don't throw the pick, but then what? We talking about mechanical things. Are you saying he can just tap out a go ball, and if it's a go ball that looks good for MALIK, throw it to him? That's not offense. That's you either babying him and holding his hand and telling him in the week, hey, if you get this look, just go to him. That's not running offense. So it's like, is he a genius and is he all of that, or is he walking him through it like, I don't know. It's just a real frustrating thing. I believe the kid is talented. I think he, in another system, probably would have a different outcome. Like, just to waste all these receivers is just a weird thing. Just a weird thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, Love.
Because if that's the case, what made him win the competition? I don't know. Like,
well, bro, look, man, we have seen Miami and Texas A&M literally dare Notre Dame to throw the ball over their heads. They have put the safeties in the box, brung the safeties down late. I don't know if they're calling the deep shots and he hasn't pulled the trigger, or if they're not calling the deep shots other than an occasional fade route.
Our
great
double
house.
pass, double flea flicker pass is, I mean, like,
Yeah,
damn,
especially
that's what
early.
we got to do.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't think that's what we have to do to win the game. Like, dang, like we acting like we got Drew. No, I'm not gonna say. But even Drew Pine was back there wheeling and dealing for a little bit under Tommy, you know, throwing a bunch of drag routes. But sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, like people in the chat talking about the O-line. O-line wasn't a problem in pass pro last week.
It wasn't.
They were a problem in run. They weren't a problem in pass pro. The kid had all day to throw vast majority of the time.
The pick he had all day to throw.
He had on the pick, he had all day to run
or throw.
So once again, you know, we use the word trash. Notre Dame offensive line has been less than stellar, far from trash. Trash is once again giving up 31 pressures in a game. That's trash. And a total of 52 pressures in 2 games. That's the offensive line that Notre Dame will be facing on Saturday. That's trash. That's a trash offensive line. And I said this, Left. I see. This is the first Notre Dame offensive line in a long time where there is literally no first round talent on the line.
No first round talent.
None. So we can compare them to other great offensive lines and Notre Dame. There's no first line. Gerby Lambert is 2 games into his freshman, first year playing. Maybe he gets first round talent
with Joe Alt and Blake Fisher. Y'all said we were struggling. So
exactly.
I know y'all don't think this is anything. Like, I know. Y'all dog Joe Alt out, and Joe Alt is a pro left tackle. A pro, like he's a captain on the Chargers right now. Jim Harbaugh's team. He's a captain in his second year. And we complained about Joe Alt at tackle at Notre Dame.
Well, they complain more about Blake Fisher than Joe Alt, but
yeah, true. But yeah, Blake Fisher's a 2-time, 3-time year starter.
I think what's so frustrating is you expected consistently that they would be good, not great. I don't think anybody expected them to. Well, I didn't expect them to be great. Well, I expected Charles Jagusah to be great. He is the first round talent in the O-line room that has played, not including the freshmen that have not played, but the guys that have actually played games. He is the first round talent. Gerby Lambert has a chance to be a first round talent. You, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, please go to Patreon. Please go to Patreon and wait for episode 3 or 4 for 40. The offensive line breakdown by Reggie Brooks is immaculate. That's all I can say. The way he broke down how they failed as an offensive line in this game, in the run game. Guys running 2 different plays on the same play. The rest of the line, 4 of the offensive linemen going to the left, and the other guy is going to the right. It's just crazy. And it's crazy. Left, you say it all the time. On defense, you said, man, on defense, one guy can mess up, and you can still make a good play defensively. If one guy messes up on that offensive line, it can ruin everything. Absolutely everything. And there were tons of examples where one guy on the offensive line, I've never seen an offensive line that plays with terrible pad level, stops their feet, doesn't play to the whistle, and allows defensive linemen to get up under their pads.
That's coaching.
Consistently, on top of the missed assignments. And you would think, okay, you're not elite level talent wise, but at least you would be solid and smart and know what the heck you're doing.
It's coaching.
And that Texas A&M film, it's like, yo, what? How are we consistently letting them and their defensive linemen get up under us and displace us? It's crazy.
He said well that. Yeah, it's
crazy.
It has to be coaching because I know wouldn't allow. Like, I just not a that type of lack of technique doesn't exist in a he-stand cultured O-line room.
Yes, it is
because
crazy.
That's what separated ND lines and gave them consistency is those little things like that. It was the little things of pad level, staying on your block, even the effort to the whistle where you're picking up the running back or picking up the quarterback after the play. I already told you that from the first game, watching how they just responded to guys getting TFL'd, quarterback getting smacked around. It wasn't a rally cry to go pick him up. It wasn't your best player got his helmet off sitting on the ground after a 4th and 1, and one lineman pick him up. Everybody else looking confused. That's not an O-line I remember. But that's a direct culture. I don't think these kids aren't talented. I think it's just they're not getting the standard. And it's not being expected of them day in and day out. That's a direct result of what y'all look like on the field. I know they probably not buffaloing around like they used to. I know they're not staying after. Yeah, right there. Ain't nobody around him. He got tackled and dudes are looking around. They don't know what down it is. It's just pitiful. We motion the guy down. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Watch everybody on the offensive line know what they're supposed to do and go one way, and the other guy let me just roll it. Just look, let's roll it, love. Look at this.
Nobody's talking.
Wait a minute. Can you tell me what they're doing? Is everybody going to the left? I see Shroud and Craig moving to the left and Anthony Knapp's coming down for the double team and leaving the guy right over him a clear path right to the backfield. Like, what are we doing? Greathouse is blocking the defensive back. But if you're going to run this
guy,
let me ask you a question, Left. If you're going to run this play, why even bring Jaden Greathouse into the box? If he wasn't going to be blocking the guy that gets free access. If he's not blocking inside, why is he included in the box and bringing an extra defender into the box?
Okay, if this is anything like the play that I used to run with Denbrock, where the tight end is supposed to fax inside or fax back, it either has to be the tackles guy, which is a total missed assignment. But if you're looking pre-snap, there's not a lot of talking, man. There's not a lot of pointing. There's not a lot of communication to the O-line. And if you're sitting next to a guy, this is the damnedest thing. If you are literally 2 inches from a guy, there is no way in the world, if you're that close, that you don't know what the guy next to you is doing or what you're supposed to do. It's just inexcusable. That's like day one O-line, even if you are a bad O-lineman and you're smart enough to be like, hey, what I got? What do I got? What's the check? What you looking at? You just get up there and put your hand in the dirt. That's bad O-line play right there. I don't know how you know where to play to go. Even if you heard in the huddle, it's loud, there's a bunch of going on, and you just put your hand in there like you tired. Like you tired. Your head's not even up. I don't know what you're looking at. When you're staring at the ground, just, that's bad. But that's something that doesn't exist in bad culture.
Hey, and as we roll it, like you said, Anthony Knapp goes to double team, or he should pass this guy off when he goes, look, you can't. There's so much about this play. Why is Greathouse there? Number one, keep him out wide to give space to Jeremiah Love. If you know Eli is going to be coming across for the kick out block, Anthony Knapp has to know this and has to know it's his job to be protective of that guy that is Scooby.
Yeah, if Jaden Greathouse is crashing down, that means that he has to get something doubling up to the nearest threat. Because if the tight end's going to insert, then Jaden Greathouse is only coming down to hit number 0. That's the play.
If that's the play,
if that means that Jaden Greathouse either didn't want to make contact or he didn't know the play. Because you can say he either didn't want to make contact because there was nobody else there, or he didn't know the play because the tight end left. He must have not known the tight end left. So if you don't know the tight end left, then that's the only way you don't block 0.
Man, look, that's what missed opportunities and leaving points on the field. Stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. Stuff like that is why Notre Dame has not racked up 40 points in the first 2 games. Stuff like that happening consistently on the O-line. Consistently. That, my friends, if you see that type of stuff against this Purdue defense, they might be in trouble. Lucky Lefty podcast. All right, Left. Let's hear from Malachi Fields about CJ Carr, the offense, and
I think ball is ball. The biggest difference I think is just the home games. The electricity in the stadium was pretty cool this weekend. But once the foot hits the ball, the first kickoff, ball is ball.
And then CJ's been pretty aggressive when he sees you in single coverage. What's the communication like between you guys on those routes?
Yeah, when we see man covers one-on-one, we just think it's me and him out there. We just gotta go make a play. So that's really been communication between us.
What's allowed him to kind of just step in there and have such command so early as a freshman?
I think his confidence, his competitive spirit, since day one, he's just been ready to go, ready to compete no matter what defense is out there, no matter who's out there, no matter who's with him. He's just a competitor, so he's going to go compete.
What's he like in a huddle?
He's taking charge. He's a leader. He's commanding the offense. He's vocal. He's the guy.
Malachi, CJ Carr has been spreading the ball around a lot. What's impressed you the most about how he's developed that chemistry with receivers so quickly?
I don't think it's a surprise to me, just because he's been working, since I got here, really, and even before that, I know with the guys that were here, he's just been working and going out and just been ready for this opportunity. So it hasn't been a surprise to me. It's just a dude that I see every day.
And in the passing game, what has been going well for you guys, and what do you think needs to tighten up a little bit?
I think we've been taking advantage of those one-on-one shots. When we get what we want, we've been taking advantage. I think we can continue to take advantage, continue to work, continue to get in the film room and see the things that we can keep taking advantage of, whether that's man or zone, and seeing where you need to be in zone, and just me and him out there one-on-one.
I mean, just throwing go routes all day. So,
yeah, I mean, if that is the extent of the evolution of the Notre Dame pass game, eventually other teams are going to adjust. And they're going to start putting a safety over the top of MALIK Fields. And they're going to take him out of the game plan. It would behoove us to put targets to other wide receivers on film. Probably would benefit Notre Dame to do that moving forward. Eli Reardon, talking about
just with all of us, we can get better each and every day, and just keep working hard and put themselves in a position to get on the field more.
That's been kind of the mood of practice to get things going here this week after the 2 start.
Yeah, that's in the past now, and we got to come together, love each other, and work even harder. And so our mentality, we're working even harder. We're putting this aside and sticking together.
Do you put it aside, or is it motivation? How do you guys?
Yeah. Kind of. We can't dwell on it, but we can keep the pain. Kind of like Coach Freeman said last year with Northern Illinois. So I think it's okay to keep the pain and use that as fuel for these upcoming games.
Eli, you've been the top target for CJ Carr. How has it been working with him, and also how has it been seeing his confidence grow? Yeah,
CJ is an awesome QB, and it's so impressive to see him as young as he is, lead our offense, and I think he's doing an awesome job, and I think very highly of him.
I mean, I'm okay, but we only heard from 2 guys, and those are 2 guys he's throwing to. I mean, I'm gonna keep saying good things too. but I mean, it's not that he's doing bad, but I don't know. They're playing CJ like they don't trust him or something.
He is an aggressive quarterback. He is an aggressive quarterback that they are trying to
don't give him an excuse now.
No, I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm trying to explain without being offensive towards the coaching. It's like making Steph Curry play within the confines of the triangle offense. Like, man, spread the floor and let that dude pick and roll and come off screens. Like,
yeah,
we're making this too complex. Like, in the effort to try to make sure he doesn't make mistakes, he has made major mistakes in both games. And you're trying to eliminate the mistakes, and he keeps making the mistakes. Like, so you might as well get the explosive plays while you're getting the mistakes, because he's going to make mistakes. That's what freshmen do as quarterbacks. They make mistakes, but you would much rather have explosive plays in the passing game to counteract the mistakes. Let him play. He's going to make a mistake against Purdue. Do we really think he's about to be perfect 3 games in? He's going to make a mistake against Purdue. Like, dude, this young man in frustration forgot where he was and clapped in frustration, and the center snapped the ball. If that is not him losing his emotional awareness in that moment out of frustration, and if that's not evidence of still some immaturity that he has to get over, Gino was asked about that. He said, we talked about it. It's taken care of. But those are things that they should have expected to show up, Left. Like when you come out with a game plan, throwing RPO screens and running him more than anybody else, that was an unserious game plan against Miami. There was no way you were serious about winning that game. No way. No way. And as bad as the offensive line played, this just shows you the potential, Left. If the offensive line can just be good, not great, just consistently good or average, if you want to use that word. Notre Dame averaged between Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price 35 carries, 162 yards. Carries, 162 yards, Left.
It's not. Oh man, I just think there's an identity crisis, man. It's an identity crisis.
That's under 5 yards a carry, but it was 4.7 yards per carry.
Yeah,
like 4.7. You said they needed 25 touches. They got 35.
And we got 40 points.
We got 40 points. It's really simple, man. Stop making this hard for this young man. Every week, man, we're going to hand the ball off 35 times to these running backs.
That's good. That's a good start. And build it off of that. That's where you start building off.
And he still threw the ball 32 times. He still threw the ball 32 times. So at Left,
well, we knew that was going to be our problem coming into the season. So it's one of those things we work out. We still a lot of games left. And that's the thing, these coaches are thinking through a span of a season and not so much of the dangers of week to week and all of that. But from a coaching perspective, they're going to be like, we scored 40 points and didn't win. I don't think it's the offensive fault. But then and again, 7 of it came from field the special teams. Then we had a couple field goals,
Yeah, those are points left on the field. The fourth down that they didn't convert right across midfield. That's points that should have been on the board. It's just missed opportunities, man. Just missed opportunities all over the place. And like the chat says, they averaged 6.9 all last season. What did they average against Georgia, Penn State, and Ohio State on the ground? Don't talk to me about the soft schedule, what they averaged all season. When they ran up against good defenses, what did they average? When they ran up against good defenses, what did they average? That's what I want to know. That's why I don't care how many yards they averaged against Purdue. I don't care anything about that Saturday. If they don't average 5 yards or more per carry against Purdue, that offensive line has some major issues, bro. Major issues. Or even Love. It's the same thing. Even with Jeremiah Love, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. What did Jeremiah Love do against Georgia, Penn State, and I know he was injured. He's on the field. What did he do? Yards per rush against Penn State, Georgia, and Ohio State.
Yeah.
Which goes back to the overarching point, bro. What was it? 3.5 yards against Miami?
Yeah. Terrible.
And including the quarterback yardage, 3.9. In the game, just the running backs, 4.7. It's not good enough, man. It's not good enough, right? And this offensive line, they're just not technically sound, bro. And that's disappointing. Because when you're not as talented, you would think that you are uber focused on the fundamentals. And they're not. They're not. They're just not coached.
Yeah, it's a coaching thing.
They're just not coached, man. And there's no way around it. There's no way around it. And it's disappointing. It's just disappointing, man. KBA spoke about the defense, Left.
Yeah, getting with the D line, working my hands, working my get off, and helping the team out anytime I can.
And then just in terms of the defense overall, I guess what's kind of been the message between you guys this week?
Just got to go back to playing Notre Dame football. Go back to having great fundamentals, playing with violence, and playing with relentless effort.
Why do you feel that wasn't there in the first 2 games?
I think the effort was there. I think our communication wasn't as good, and that led to us not being on the same page. But we're working to get that done in Purdue.
And then what gives you confidence of what you're seeing that you guys can get to that point of kind of getting back to where you guys pride yourselves on being?
Really just how we practice. Practicing with intentionality, communicating with each other, and running to the ball.
One could say there wasn't too much pressure on the quarterback for Texas A&M. How do you guys plan to generate more of that up front against Purdue?
Just having great hands, great get-offs, and playing with relentless effort, getting to the quarterback any way we can.
I didn't know he took ChatGPT up there with these talking points.
Leave the young man alone, man. He's not as comfortable.
Man, that brother is locked into them talking points, boy. He was like, what I gotta say, relentless effort, tackling, fundamentals. Okay, bet. I mean, and hey, listen, I don't mind it because he's a linebacker and he's, he got everything that he needs. But at the same time, he was absolutely right. Communication is trash.
Like, he didn't lie. He did not lie.
Trash, and it looked like it. The effort may have been there, but chickens with their head cut off have effort too. We need to be intently focused on the job, and honestly, he's directly simple about what needs to be done, and he's right. At the same time, don't be robotic either, I love his enthusiasm when he's out there. He plays physical. He's another fit guy, though. He's not a do-it-all linebacker. But what he is good at, he should be focused on. I think he gets put in positions where he's not comfortable, where communication comes in. And, part about being young, but it's the same thing as Jalen Sneed. Jalen Sneed doesn't need to be roaming around the field either. He needs to be getting to the ball as fast as he can, however he can get to it, So this is one of those things they'll see through film, and I have faith in the guys. It's just it's really a coaching thing, man. It's not that the guys are unwilling. I know that.
Yeah. Adon Schuler. Oh, boy. Are you motivated? Is the defense motivated? This is what Adon Schuler said.
Motivated. The goal is to be the best in the country, and I don't think that's ever going to stop. We have lots of things to correct and fix, and that's what we're here to do every day.
After that 20 call last game, regroup personally, and now what's the mindset heading into the Purdue game?
Yeah, personally for me, it was just, all right, if I'm not on the field right now, how can I be the best leader? How can I be the vocal guy on the sideline to make sure the guys that are in the game know what they're doing so they can play with clarity and velocity? And, that's definitely going to be hard for me this week in the first half, just not being out there with the guys, but, just being the best captain and leader I can be and just helping the young guys or whoever's in the game just feel comfortable to get in there.
Yeah, as you heard, he won't be available for the first half due to that terrible targeting call late in the fourth quarter.
The best thing he can do is during the week. During the week he needs to be in that film with those guys, preparing them on things that they can use and really be locked in throughout the week. It is not so much of on the field leadership, it's the building of confidence throughout those moments throughout the week in practice. Even when you get to the hotel and you start talking about, okay, these are the things to look for, come to my room, let me holler at you about some things, let's go over it together, watch some film. Just constantly, putting guys to an expectation or a challenge of meeting that. And it's bigger than just missing a half. When you're in that position, you got to be a leader in other ways, being different. It's not different to be yelling on the field and all that when you're not out there, but it is different to really lock in with guys that you're around and that you can lead and look up to you during practice. So it's one of those things he'll figure it out. Obviously, when he gets in, if he even needs to, hell, then these guys should be handling it, So, but Michael Jordan story? They said pick him up from the bar, went out there and scored 30 and a half, said we can't beat them without him. We don't even deserve it. It's one of them things.
Yeah.
One of them things.
Yeah. He then talked about the clarity that's needed on the defense.
Even though LeBron would never
get back to playing our style of football and play with clarity. Clarity equals velocity. And, once we do that, nobody can stop us.
And then the targeting call, was there anything you could have done, or did they have any coaching points for you?
Yeah, just keep my head up. It's definitely a tough position, but just keep my head up and, just close, gather, press it, and, just kind of do the best I can to keep my head up and, just don't be in that position, honestly.
It feels not clicked in these first two games. That's a lot of you guys to kind of get away from even the defense that you guys were a year ago.
Honestly, just a lack of focus. Like, we just have to focus better in the critical moments. Every team that we play is going to give us their best, and we have to continue to do that no matter if it's the first snap or the last. And that's kind of been the kind of focus point the whole week is, we just got to continue to do it from first to fourth quarter.
We shall see on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I expected to be inspired by players that are sitting on an 0-2 record. But we just wait and see. I think all of us agree or can agree. We just need to see them play better. They need to see themselves play better. Forget what we need to see. They need to see themselves play better. And they need to see themselves come away with a victory on Saturday at home against Purdue. Go to FanDuel.com, download the FanDuel app. 54.5 total over-under. 24.5 point favorite are the Fighting Irish as the Purdue Boilermakers come into Notre Dame Stadium, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Weather looks like it's going to be beautiful in the Midwest. Heck, I know it's in the 80s all week up here in Chicago. So the weather should be absolutely fantastic. Good enough to throw the pill around for two teams that have decent quarterbacks, good receivers. And that's where the similarities end for these two teams. Notre Dame should win handily. I don't know if they're going to cover the 24.5, but they should win handily. GTB. Brian Hatton, do you even play him in the second half? Adon? That's a good question if it's a blowout. That's a good question if it's a blowout. I want the blowout that you're trying to allude to be able to fit Leonard more in the second half if he gives it a go. Heck, I feel like they should be able to beat this team without Leonard Moore playing, to be honest. They should. Someone else asked about Devontae Smith before we get out of here. He twisted his ankle and was unable to go against Texas A&M. And I Bleav that happened in the pregame. So hopefully he can go. To start this game, and if you can't, man, they just got to go with the guys that they have. But I expect to see Mark Zachary get some more. I understand he struggled when he got in last week, but I expect to see Mark Zachary and maybe even Dallas Golden get on the field against Purdue. All right? So tap in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Bleav Network. Once again, we are presented by FanDuel. FanDuel.com. Download the FanDuel app. And as I said before, if you want some really good breakdown of the offensive line and what they did and put forth against Texas A&M, go to Patreon.com right now. Right after the show, 4 for 40 with Reggie Brooks will be dropping over there on Patreon. But left SD2 mics. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll give our predictions and Left will give his 3 keys right here, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Have a great evening. Make sure you continue to spin it different. Yeah.